On the night before Christmas Eve, the Northern Kentucky Norse hope to deliver a victory present to its fans as they host the IU Kokomo Cougars. Pleasant good evening, everyone. From the BB&T Arena, I'm Brady Labor, joined by former Xavier University post player Brandon Cole. And Brandon, Northern Kentucky is coming off of a big win right here at home against Southeast Missouri State. Yeah, absolutely. They're coming off a 10-point win against Southeast Missouri State where they placed 4 players in double figures, led by Mr. Reliable, Jalen Billups, who had 17. IU Kokomo, on the other hand, an NAIA school coming in before the Christmas break. But they have experience against Division I opponents this year. Yeah, absolutely. They've already played Valparaiso, who's also in the Horizon League. So them in Northern Kentucky have a common foe in Ball State. So they're not afraid of the bright light. All right, so let's take a look at our Star Watch starting for the Cougars with Trent Elliott. Trent Elliott, aggressive, scrappy, confident ball player who's going to come in here and really have a point to prove against NKU's backcourt. Elliott, a Division II transfer from Fairmont State University. He's the high scorer for the Cougars, and for Northern Kentucky, you've already mentioned him once as Mr. Reliability, Jalen Billups. Mr. Reliability, that's my main man. 15 points a game, 6.2 rebounds per. Top 15 in the country in field goal percentage. He's definitely going to look to have a field day with his field goal percentage against this small IU Kokomo front line. And he's like you. He gets him in the block and backs him down, Brandon. Absolutely. All right. Now let's take a look at our keys to the game, Brandon. The first key to the game for IU Kokomo, can they raise their intensity level against a Division I foe? They played several before. How are they going to come in here and react and respond to being under the bright lights? And also, can IU's big three backcourt, Elliott, Kelly, and Smith, who average 43 points per game, can they handle the full court pressure that NKU might put on them? And for NKU? Their holiday momentum. That's what it's all about. They're coming off a big win against Southeast Missouri State. They're looking to continue that momentum going into the holiday break. And also, feed the post, feed the post, feed the post. I can't stress it enough. You got Jalen Billups inside, who's having a great year. Can they take advantage of IU Kokomo's small front line? All right. Let's take a look at the two teams' comparisons. First, for IU Kokomo, as we said earlier, an NAIA Division II member in the KIAC. Most people here in the Cincinnati area will know them as a conference opponent to Cincinnati Christian, and they're currently 5th in the Capital Division of the KIAC. For Northern Kentucky, as we all know, first year in the Horizon League, currently in 9th place and in its 4th and final season in Division I reclassification. That's the matchup, Northern Kentucky versus IU Kokomo. We'll have the starting lineups and the tip coming up next on ESPN3.
Morning, Gary. We are GetSchooled.com. You want a college education, don't you?
You know you do.
That's why we're here. We're free and here to guide you through every step of the way, starting with attendance. Gary, financial aid forms. Picking a college, man. You and us go together like tacos and Tuesday.
And I love tacos. Go to GetSchooled.com.
Hey Northern Kentucky fans, make sure you support the Norse at the 2016 Horizon League Men's Basketball Tournament in Detroit, March 5th through the 8th. Stop by the box office or visit MotorCityMadness.horizonleague.com.
We're more than a university.
We're a life experience.
A community of thinkers and doers
who fuel the flame of curiosity
and leave a lasting impact.
We build bright futures.
Yours begins here.
Welcome back to the BB&T Arena. As you take a look at the starting lineups for each team, on the left for IU Kokomo, they're going to go with the 3-guard lineup, starting with Devon Burton, Christian Smith, and Nick Teeter playing in his first game of the season after sitting out the first semester. He's joined up front by Toby Vanilou and Micah Peer. For Northern Kentucky, the same five they've been going with here through the late stretch here with Levon Holland. He's the point guard along with two-guard Tyler White. Cole Murray, the shooter from outside, is joined by Jordan Garnett, the defensive stopper, and of course the postman, Jalen Billups. Now you take a look at the head coach of IU Kokomo, Jace Thompson. In his 5th season, he's been the only head coach they've known in Kokomo, as this is a startup program in its 5th year. But Thompson, a former assistant coach at Purdue North Central, and that is another NAIA Division II school. And there's John Brannon in his first year under the helm here at Northern Kentucky with a 3-6 start, hoping for win number 4 tonight. He's a Northern Kentucky guy, grew up here and went to Newport Central Catholic High School. After assistant coaching stops at Alabama, VCU, and St. Bonaventure, he's getting his first opportunity as a head coach here in his hometown. As we're getting ready to tip things off, it'll be Billups against Peer. And Brandon Cole, we're ready to get started.
We are ready to get started here, Brad, and I am looking forward to it.
All right, here's Levon Holland who get the tip. And Northern Kentucky looking at a man-to-man defense by IU Kokomo, and just like that, they go down low, the big fella. He can't convert. It's off Garnett, but that is exactly what you talked about in the opening is the game plan for Northern.
Absolutely. That's something they have to stress the entire game, and I love the fact that they went right at it to open up the game.
Of course, you're a post player yourself there, playing your collegiate time at Xavier. We'll get into that as the broadcast develops in Northern Kentucky. Came out with that full court press. And that's something John Brannon wanted to start the culture of 94 feet of pressure, both on offense and defense, and they showed a little bit of it there. A three-point shot at the top of the key by the big fella Peer is no good, and Northern Kentucky with it on offense for the second time now. Here is Garnett with it. Now Billups on the high post as they swing right side. Oh, nice pass to the cutting Murray for a bucket.
Awesome. That's what I love about Billups' game. He's not just a post scorer where he's trying to bang you down night after night, possession after possession. He's also got great court vision.
Looks like we have a quick officials timeout there. I think Tyler White might have turned an ankle or something as they're going to get Deontay Cole up and going. The official called the timeout as you see Molly Hudson, the head athletic trainer for men's basketball, talking with Tyler White as he's pointing to somewhere on the floor. I don't know if he slipped or what, but they will attend to him here in the early going.
Definitely hate to see that so early in the game. Let's hope it's nothing serious.
Here is the drive and the spin, and it's a travel, and that's a turnover for IU Kokomo. And, of course, we did our Star Watch on Trent Elliott, the team's leading scorer, and it looks like he's going to be the secret weapon off the bench in this game.
Yeah, I was extremely surprised with that move by IU Kokomo, but, hey, let's see if it works.
3-9 is their record overall, are the Cougars. Down low to Billups. They double on him, so he passes out. Holland out of the corner. Got it! Levon Holland, not normally a sharp shooter from the outside, but he comes down with a bucket there.
Nice. I'm really impressed with the ball movement early on for Northern Kentucky.
5-0, and down low, no good by Peer, and it's Billups with the rebound.
Got to make those. You got to make those.
Holland takes it all the way. The one-man fast break, Levon Holland.
Now, Brad, how many times and how many games have you watched where a missed layup on one end leads to a made layup on the other end? It's just part of the game. You miss those easy shots, 9 times out of 10 you're going to pay for it.
Here is Kokomo. Nice pass, but it's deflected out of bounds by Billups, and with 14 left on the shot clock, the Cougars will inbound it.
I just can't get over the size differential between these two teams. I'd really be disappointed if Northern Kentucky didn't take advantage inside.
Here's the drive by Teeter, who kicks it out. Another kick out. The long three-pointer is short by Vanilou, and he gets the rebound, and he puts it in at the Horizon League logo.
Nice touch by Vanilou.
And that's when you try to teach young basketball players, follow your own shot. And Vanilou did that and was rewarded with the bucket.
Perfect example.
Down low to Murray, and they play a little two-man game. The high post pass from Billups down low to Murray.
Attaboy. That's what you want to see with this Northern Kentucky team today, just really taking advantage of inside. Nice pressure defense on the perimeter.
There's Garnett, the defensive stopper right now. They throw it off of Billups, but it's out of bounds. And boy, John Brannon really excited about that defensive intensity for Northern Kentucky.
As he should be. One of the keys to the game was how is IU Kokomo going to come out here and handle this defensive pressure, especially 94 feet.
Kokomo with 10 now on the shot clock.
Yeah, they got to get a shot here. They got to get something good here.
And all of a sudden, all alone, for the three-point basket. And that's Nick Teeter.
As soon as I said they got to get something good, nothing better than a wide-open three-point shot.
Nice high ball screen there by the Cougars, and somebody didn't make the defensive switch. Teeter makes them pay. Here's the other number 25, Murray, short. And it's Teeter with the rebound. Christian Smith, the second leading scorer on the team. So out of the three players with double-figure scoring, two of them start the game on the bench for IU Kokomo as Smith, number 33, the high scorer out there. There's a drive on the baseline, and they're going to say he was nudged. And it looks like Garnett's the guilty party.
Very interesting move by IU Kokomo with bringing Elliott off the bench and, keeping some firepower on the bench. Sometimes, in my opinion, I think, teams and coaches kind of overthink themselves and trying to bring out secret weapons and make, special moves. Sometimes it's best to just stick to the normal game plan.
Sometimes you outthink yourself in the coaching game.
Absolutely.
As loose ball and Brendan Gillis, who just checked into the game, caused some havoc on the defensive end, and now he'll get the ball back. Oh, nice little shovel. Oh! I tell you what, he went for the hammer, but he was fouled, and he'll have to earn them at the free throw line, but not until the other side of our first media timeout. Northern Kentucky leads IU Kokomo here on ESPN3.
Ten teams,
4 days, 9 games.
One city, but only one can be crowned
Horizon League champions.
Motor City Madness takes over Detroit March 5th through the 8th as the Horizon League men's basketball tournament comes to Joe Louis Arena. Be there for the buzzer beaters, the drama, and the madness of March as one team punches its ticket to the NCAA tournament. Fans can purchase tickets by visiting motorcitymadness.horizonleague.com.
We're more than a university.
We're a life experience.
A community of thinkers and doers
who fuel the flame of curiosity
and leave a lasting impact.
We build bright futures.
Yours begins here.
Fans, if you'd like more information about tonight's contest, be sure to log on to nkunorse.com. You can also become a fan of Northern Kentucky University Athletics on Facebook and follow the Norse on Twitter at NKU Norse. You can also download the Go Norse app, available for both iOS and Android. Log on now to nkunorse.com. NKU Norse on the rise. Jalen Billups steps up to the free throw line, and he will make the first. And during the break, we were talking about free throw percentages, and that's really important for a big guy that's going to get to the line a lot.
Especially, a guy like Billups who's undersized, who sometimes often is going against guys bigger than him. If he can get to the line often, draw fouls, you definitely want to convert.
And he makes them both, and Northern Kentucky now picks up with the full court press. And, with Northern Kentucky on paper being able to kind of match up this team, it gives them the opportunity to kind of work on their stuff, something they won't be able to do a lot in the Horizon League. Is John Brannon still trying to get as many troops in to battle as he can when it comes to the 94 feet up and down, but he's doing a good job adjusting to his current personnel as Tyler White, back in the game, knocks it away from Teeter. And that'll be a turnover. It looks like that was off of the Cougars. So good defense there by White.
Awesome defense. And to piggyback off your point, taking absolutely nothing away from IU Kokomo. But, yeah, this is a great opportunity for Coach to kind of get his guys acclimated, kind of work on their stuff offensively, defensively, work on some things, and try to get his team better.
On the other hand, Kokomo wants to make sure that they put up a good battle and a good fight. Down low to Phillips, and he lays it off the banking board for the easy one.
Nice. They're really killing him on that side pick and roll here, Brady.
I tell you what, Phillips really can inflate those stats if he posts up strong in this one. Here's Smith with it. Now they weave it around on the right side out towards the extended elbow, and it's thrown away. It's Holland with a steal. And now here's the run out for Gillis. Oh, nasty!
That's what they came to see here, Brady. That's exactly what they came here to see.
Tell you what, Gillis kind of looked over his shoulder. It looked like he was unsure of whether he was going to take the shot or not, but I think he knew exactly what he was doing.
And Billups did as well. He went up there and got it, hammered it home.
That's right. And I tell you what, Jalen Billups goes up there with bad intentions when it's time to throw one down.
Absolutely, as every big man should. And the famous words of Bill Walton, throw it down, big man, throw it down.
Exactly right. There's a fadeaway by Smith, no good, and Holland with another rebound, and he gets a lot of rebounds out of that guard position. In fact, still leads the team in that category.
The athleticism, just the overall speed, agility, quickness, and vertical leap of a guy like Holland, just is a huge advantage for this Northern Kentucky team against pretty much any opponent.
Down low to Gillis, and the freshman out of Indianapolis scores on the nice pass from Cole.
As a freshman, that's always good to kind of get in and early and get an easy bucket like that to really get your confidence going in this particular game. That's always a great feeling for a young guy.
Gillis has struggled here in the early season. It's good to see him get some confidence in this one. And the baseline jumper is no good by Teeter. Gillis gets the rebound, and now White almost had it knocked away, and he'll take it all the way and draw the foul.
This is a game where Northern Kentucky can really just get a lot of points in transition.
There's your replay there, and look at the big fella eating on the fast break.
Absolutely. That's what you love to see. Feeding your big man, rewarding your big man for running the floor and protecting the paint.
Tyler White, the team's leading free throw shooter, and it is good. Nice little rattle off the iron, and we'll see substitutions as Dean Danos and Drew McDonald check in. And it looks like Jordan Garnett will return as Billups gets a much-deserved rest, along with Deontay Cole and Levon Holland. So John Brandon will get to mix and match some guys in off his bench. As the second free throw, no good.
Great opportunity to just kind of get some guys some more reps, mix in different lineups, and kind of see what works.
Jerome Coleman, number 22 for IU Kokomo, checked in the game and had the ball slip through his fingers, and now he tries to save it in front of the NKU cheerleaders, and it will stay with Northern Kentucky. I guess Campbell must have stepped on the end zone line before making the recovery, so Northern Kentucky will trigger it underneath its own basket. McDonald gets it into Garnett. Now it's Danos.
Feed the
Here's
post.
McDonald, the freshman post player. Nice little move with the weak hand, but the iron unkind.
Those misses are the toughest.
That's right. Of course, he is a right-handed post player. Went up with the left hand on the baby hook as that one's off the side of the backboard. And now look at the big fella.
Okay, big fella. Let's
run
go,
the
big
break.
Fella.
Oh! I'll tell you what. That would have brought the roof down.
Now, let me tell you from experience, that is a big man's dream, to run the fast break, throw the alley-oop, and kind of be the Magic Johnson of the offense. Had to be a great feeling for the big fella.
Yeah, and McDonald, he's nimble on his feet, a good passer now as a freshman. He'll definitely have to get in better shape as his endurance isn't great. But I tell you what, he's very smart as a player. He sees the passing lanes well, and that's another thing for a post player. If you get the ball and you're surrounded by a double team, to find where that open teammate is just really opens up the offense.
Yeah, you want a guy who you can throw the ball to who's not going to panic. You know, if you're going to go down there and be a threat, you're going to get attention. So when you get that attention, what do you do with it? Do you panic? Do you turn the ball over? Or are you poised, move the ball, or get easy buckets?
Down low, nice pass from Teeter to Pierre, and that is the basket for Pierre. 18-7 now, the Northern Kentucky lead. Still haven't seen Trent Elliott yet. Not sure. He went through warm-ups. I don't think it's an injury issue. Don't know if there's a disciplinary action that we don't know about. But he went for 29 in their last game against Michigan Dearborn. So, tell you what, if it is some sort of disciplinary issue or whatever it is, that's a tough lesson here to have to go out.
Absolutely, especially going up against a Northern Kentucky team, a Division I opponent, with the NAIA team, they love the bright lights and going up against guys like this. So definitely be a tough break if that was the case.
There's a baseline jumper for Micah Peer.
Now, speaking of the bright lights, like I said earlier, I was really concerned with how IU Kokomo would come out here. And even though the score might not indicate it right now, I've seen no fear, no intimidation from them at all. They're coming out here, they're fighting, and they're playing hard.
Absolutely. That'll take us to our media timeout as Northern Kentucky leads it 18-9 here on ESPN3. Send it in, big fella. Tonight's production is crewed entirely by Northern Kentucky University students. They gain valuable hands-on experience that will benefit them as they enter the job market. For more information on the electronic media broadcasting major and the many other degree programs offered by Northern Kentucky University, log on to the website nku.edu. Northern Kentucky University, fuel the flame. Jake Geisler, number 20 for Northern Kentucky, checks in. Also, Stephen Calhoun, number 50 for IU Kokomo, is in. And still no sign of either Trent Elliott or David Kelly. So this far into the game, you got to wonder if it's a disciplinary issue as Geisler gets the offensive rebound but has it knocked away by Jonathan Hurt. And it's out of bounds, and that's a turnover as Cole Murray checks back in.
IU Kokomo went to a nice zone set there, which really kind of discombobulated Northern Kentucky, really trying to force them to shoot some more perimeter shots instead of working the ball inside.
A lot of times you'll see that out of a timeout where a coach will change up the defensive look, just kind of throw it out there and see if it's effective, and that certainly was. So we'll see if they go back to it next time down, and that one's kicked by Geisler. And so Kokomo will get it back.
That goes back to not overthinking yourself. Some coaches mix it up too much, but a lot of coaches, when they get something and it works, you kind of hammer that point home until it doesn't work anymore. So
this is the 10th game in the last 13 days for the Cougars, so they've really been road warriors as Calhoun has it knocked away from him and a personal foul called, and it's going to be Dean Danos on the reach-in.
Did you see how Calhoun got the ball in the post? Confident, strong, patient, elbows up. I really like his patience and his poise down there in the post and made a strong move and drew the foul.
Calhoun out of Indianapolis, Indiana, a sophomore, 6'5", 200 pounds, and he finally rattles it in. You've seen some friendly rims both ways.
Absolutely. It's the holidays. It's the season for giving. Hey, let's get those rolls.
Tell you what. Yeah, he misses the second one. That didn't look like his good attempt. But, yeah, if you can get that backspin on there and dance around that iron, things will come good for you. Northern Kentucky on the other end. It's Murray. 3-ball, no good. Scrap for the rebound, and there's Kelly in the ball game.
That's how IU Kokomo is gonna creep back into this game with this zone and really forcing NKU to one shot and perimeter shots at that, getting the rebound and getting out in the break.
So David Kelly now in, the second leading scorer. He's a 6'3" senior out of Indianapolis. Still no Trent Elliott. Murray for 3. Got it. Cole Murray plays a little string music in the BB&T Arena.
Well, so much for that zone there, Brady.
But that's one way to get him out of it.
One way to get him out of it, for sure.
Here's the leading three-point shooter on the team. And down low, the little guy hurt. Trying to post up Danos, but Geisler with the help defense kind of ruined that plan.
You know what's funny, like I mentioned earlier, big guy's dream is to run the break. Little guy's dream is to go down in that post.
That's right. It's Calhoun with a nice little baby hook for IU Kokomo. There's Garnett with it. Skip past to White. Now down low to Geisler. Nice ball movement here. One more pass to Garnett. Nope, he'll skip it to White.
I'm not sure if I'm watching Northern Kentucky or the San Antonio Spurs here. This is great ball movement.
They are moving it around, that's for sure. And then White tries to dribble in and has it knocked away. Here is Teeter, and he is well short. I think Garnett might have got a finger on that one.
Possibly, but, you know, even if that was the case, still an ill-advised shot in my opinion.
Yeah, transition 3 from the NBA range, probably not the best decision made there. Might have been a little out of his price range here as we stick with the Christmas theme here on December the 23rd. Happy holidays to everybody out there watching. Glad you spend some of your Wednesday night if you're not out there shopping. A last-minute variety. Here's Murray for 3. Got it! Cole Murray with the 3-ball out of the corner pocket.
There you go. When you play against the zone, the key is getting the ball in the middle, swing the ball, great ball movement, getting open shot.
Now it's White with the steal, and it's a race, and he'll lay it in.
The speed, the athleticism of this Northern Kentucky team is absolutely astounding. Can be overwhelming for a team like IU Kokomo.
Tyler White was an ESPN top 150 recruit coming out of Lima, Ohio, now a senior. Here's Hurt with it. He gets past Danos, and now he kind of backs away from Geisler. And Danos gets the rebound. Boy, Hurt isn't scared to get down there and drive and get into the trees, is he?
I love the way he's going down there, mixing it up. As you see, another 3 in the corner from Northern Kentucky.
That seems to be the sweet spot right now. 2 for Murray and now 1 for Deontay Cole. And Northern Kentucky pushing it out to a 29-12 lead.
Yeah, they might just want to set up shop over there in that corner.
And then it's Bo Dedman on the other end, says right back at you. But you're right, there's no fear in this IU Kokomo team. Sometimes they don't know what they don't know, and I tell you what, they don't know they're supposed to be outmatched here today.
No, not at all. They're playing confidently. As you see, the big fella with great hands, great touch, and a great finish down there in the post.
And a great dime there by Tyler White, and that'll force the timeout. It's a 30-second variety that will be extended to a full. We'll take the break with the teams here on ESPN3.
Ten teams, 4 days, 9 games, 1 city,
but only one can be crowned
Horizon League champions.
Motor City Madness takes over Detroit March 5th through the 8th as the Horizon League men's basketball tournament comes to Joe Louis Arena. Be there for the buzzer beaters, the drama, and the madness of March as one team punches its ticket to the NCAA tournament. Fans can purchase tickets by visiting motorcitymadness.horizonleague.com.
We're more than a university.
We're a life experience.
A community of thinkers and doers
who fuel the flame of curiosity.
and leave a lasting impact.
We build bright futures.
Yours begins here.
Mark your calendar for Saturday, January 9th. The Norse men's basketball team takes on Horizon League rivals Wright State. The first 500 fans will receive winter hats featuring Victory Viking. At halftime, Victor will participate in a mascot basketball game with other mascots from the Northern Kentucky, Greater Cincinnati area. Stay after the game for shoot-around Saturday to meet the players and the coaches. Call 859-572-7848 for tickets or log on to NorseTickets.com. And with Northern Kentucky going into the Horizon League, Brandon Cole, it's kind of the equivalent when you were at Xavier. It's your closest geographic conference opponent with Wright State when you guys played for Xavier and it was Dayton. You know, you just know that rivalry is there.
That rivalry, I mean, I've got so many fond memories of that rivalry, you know, on the victorious end. But the proximity of the two universities, the rabid fan bases, you know, when you get those two schools together, you know, much like, you know, any close rivalry like that, you're just going to be in for a dogfight night in and night out.
And that's what the Northern Kentucky fan base is really thriving for. They're really wanting that out of Wright State. It will come as back in the Division II days, that was a big-time rivalry back in the late 70s and early 80s before Wright State went Division I. And that rivalry will be renewed starting January 9th. Bo Deadman with a drive but comes up short. And now Northern Kentucky with it in the transition. Murray
again
short. Tell you what, he wasn't all the way in that corner, so might have threw him off a little bit.
Absolutely. He was just a few feet away from his hot spot.
There is no doubt Cole Murray's got the green light here tonight. Here's Kelly with it.
Might have got away with a travel there.
Could have been there, and now it's down low to Calhoun. Calhoun, nice little move there. He just doesn't convert.
You know, that's got to be so frustrating, and trust me, I know from experience, but when you make a great move like that and you don't finish, that can be frustrating. But Calhoun's patience and his strength down there on that block is absolutely amazing.
Down low to Phillips, and he misses the dunk attempt. I think he might have been a step too far down.
Slipped out his hand as well.
Here's Deadman for three. Short. Holland will chase it down. But a good job by IU Kokomo getting back. White beats Billups. Double teamed. And now what's the call? It's a 3-second violation. Yep. Apparently Billups had his foot in the lane too long, and that's another frustrating thing for a post player.
Exactly, especially when you're playing that zone and, you know, they're crowding you. Are they going to double? Are they not going to double? You're not exactly sure what move to make. Should I kick it out or should I make an aggressive move to the basket? Next thing you know, 3-second call.
And Gillis checks back in for Northern Kentucky. That full court press once again. Hurt, looked like he was going to get dribbled into a trap, but did a nice job there. Jonathan Hurt out of Mooresville, Indiana, listed at 5'8", 165. I think it's generous on both ends.
Absolutely.
Down low to Calhoun. Somebody lost their man.
There you go. There you go. Calhoun's been working his tail off this entire game. It's good for him to get easy.
So it's 31-17 in favor of Northern Kentucky now.
Not on the same page with each other on the swing.
Swing it right side. High post to Cole. Now White will go for three. Got it. Tyler White, number 3 for 3.
Absolutely. Northern Kentucky's really looking good from the perimeter here tonight.
Sharing the ball, getting everybody involved. Here is Smith with it. Make that teeter, excuse me. He gets it to Kelly. Kelly picks up his dribble too soon, needs help. Gets it to Hurt. Of course, as you might expect, most of these players from IU Kokomo from the state of Indiana. As Holland gets the rebound. A couple of Indiana residents on the Northern Kentucky roster as well. Holland.
Oh, you like to see him swing that ball opposite.
High post feed from Gillis is knocked away. Tried to get it to Billups. Kelly for three. No good, and Holland comes up with the rebound. This team shooting 33% from the three-point line for the season. struggling to get one knocked down here right now.
With that size advantage inside, Northern Kentucky's doing a great job of limiting IU Kokomo to one shot only, and getting out on the break.
Holland for three, and that's not his forte, but he knocks it down. Holland, a sophomore, first year in the program, a transfer from Coffeyville Community College. He's originally a recruit of John Brandon to the University of Alabama. Folks here in Northern Kentucky are glad he's here, and it's Billups with another block there as he climbs the career charts here at Northern Kentucky. 5th all time. White for three. Too strong. Gillis gets the rebound. Thought they were going to reset the offense. Instead, they attack. Now it's White out of the corner. The big fella. Nice post up there.
Nice. Just the way that they're able to kind of seal these guys inside and get, what seemingly looks like easy layups, but there's a lot of work and positioning being done before they get that ball thrown into them that leads to the easy layup.
39-17. Hurt goes down, and that's going to be a trip called against Holland. That'll take us to our final media timeout of the first half. Northern Kentucky is in control of this one here on ESPN3. The Horizon League continues to aspire towards its goal of being one of the nation's leading athletic conferences while being recognized as the leader in the development of student athletes as leaders and role models. Keep up to date on all the news and notes from around the Horizon League by logging on to horizonleague.org. You can also become a fan of the Horizon League on Twitter and follow the Horizon League on Facebook. I tell you what, the social media for the Horizon League conference last night probably blew up when the Oakland Golden Grizzlies, led by Kay Felder, gave it all to Michigan State last night.
I mean, as a college basketball fan, how can you just not get goosebumps watching a guy like Felder? I mean, he is absolutely one of the most dynamic and exciting players in college basketball in quite some time.
He is the preseason player of the year in this league, and he will be coming here to play the Norse at the BB&T Arena on February 1st. And the Golden Grizzlies come to town. Northern Kentucky in the transition. White wide open, and somebody needs to get a hand in the face of Tyler White.
Brady, I know you've heard the phrase, the ball finds energy, but, it's absolutely true. It's amazing how, one guy knocks down a three, another guy knocks down a three, and then even the opposition knocks down a three.
That's right.
And it becomes contagious.
Right. And that's the second time in a row Bo Dedman was able to quiet this crowd after Northern Kentucky looked like they were going to start a run.
Right before that last dead ball timeout.
Here's Danos with it, guarded by Hurd. Played a lot here coming off the bench here in the first half. Here is McDonald trying to back his man down, and he will go to the free throw line as Micah Pierre is called for the foul. First time we'd seen Pierre. He's the biggest player on the roster. Here you see the replay.
As you see him backing his way down, there's absolutely nothing that IU Kokomo can do about that. I mean, when you got a big fella like that with strength, size, nice footwork, he's pretty much going to have his way in the post. What I'm surprised at, so far with 2 minutes left in the first half, Northern Kentucky's only shot, this is going to be their 5th and 6th free throw. With their size advantage inside, I think there'd be a much larger discrepancy and disparity between the two teams.
Yeah, they seem to be shooting a lot of three-pointers here tonight, and they've all been, a lot of them been going in. But you're right, with the size advantage that Northern Kentucky has, you'd think they would go down low on just about every possession, at least run the offense through the post.
Absolutely, but hey, you can't blame them right now. They're up 20. The results are showing they're up 24 points. Both approaches are working, inside and out. So hey, you can't complain too much.
44-20, and that's Micah Pierre on the other end. He is the tallest player on the roster, 6'9", 220 for IU Kokomo. Handoff goes to Danos. See Northern Kentucky's offense, a lot of elbow actions. Handoffs at that point as McDonald, the big fella for three, no good.
Now, if that one went down, that would have been the epitome of my point that I made a few minutes ago. Three-point shooting can become contagious.
Northern Kentucky has doubled the score on IU Kokomo as Pierre, no good, and it's rebounded by Garnett. We approach the 1 minute mark before the intermission. Garnett for three. Now that's a guy who doesn't shoot it often, but he knocks it down here tonight.
And where was that from again, Brady? Was that that corner again?
It's that corner that Northern Kentucky has just exposed here today. That's going to be a point of emphasis during the halftime speech, and that save from going out of bounds by White.
Here we go.
Oh!
Nice.
McDonald on the fast break. Right now, Northern Kentucky doing everything right here in the early going, as they're about ready to hang half 100 on IU Kokomo here in the first half. 49-22 as they'll have an opportunity to get the ball back. As Pierre from the elbow got it. Micah Pierre with a nice soft touch there.
Nice touch, absolutely.
Danos will cross the timeline, and Northern Kentucky will use its use-or-lose timeout here to draw up a play. What do you think, getting to John Brandon's head right now, Brandon Cole, and what do you think he's coming up with?
Well, first and foremost, you want to ensure that you get the last possession and the last shot of the first half. With the way they're shooting the ball right now, I wouldn't be surprised if they move the ball, maybe do a little inside-out action, and, get another solid perimeter shot.
Fans, if you're planning to come to the January 9th game versus Wright State, consider the 4 for $40 ticket package. You'll receive 4 tickets, 4 hot dogs, and 4 drinks for just $40. To take advantage of this outstanding offer, call 859-572-7848 or log on to norsetickets.com. So it's essentially equal as far as the shot clock and the game clock. 26.3 seconds of game time, and the shot clock at 26 seconds. So you're right, they pretty much should be going for the last shot, but you can't give up an open look if you have one. But I think Danos is just going to hold on to the ball, and what do you think, wait till about 8 seconds or so?
Absolutely, yeah, that's what I was going to get at. Maybe wait till about the 8-second mark, probably try to get something going there, something nice quick hit on the play.
Looks like Kokomo will go with the 2-3 zone is the look. And now, and they're going to call the foul on Hurd, who pushed off on the screen attempt by Garnett. Just the 5th personal foul, so no foul shots. So Northern Kentucky will get to inbound it in front of the Kokomo bench.
And what this does, though, is put Northern Kentucky at a slight disadvantage. They got a little less time to work with inbounding the ball with 5 seconds left.
There's White with it. Step back from the corner, no good. And that's how the half will end, as Northern Kentucky has doubled up the Cougars of IU Kokomo here on ESPN3. Northern Kentucky in search of win number 4 on the season, and they're halfway there with a 49-24 advantage at halftime over IU Kokomo. We'll have more of our halftime show coming up after the break here on ESPN3. Welcome back to the BB&T Arena, and right now it's been Cole Murray leading the way for Northern. 10 points for the junior out of Delphi, Indiana, and Brandon Cole. He is filling it up from the outside.
He is filling it up indeed, as is the entire NKU team. But he's definitely having a special first half. 10 quick points off the bench in only 9 minutes.
Tell you what, a lot of balanced scoring individually for Northern Kentucky, but we'll take a look at the team stats first. And Northern Kentucky shooting it 62% from the floor as opposed to 37 for IU Kokomo. But what you pointed out during the break, as all big fellas do, is the rebounding disadvantage for IU Kokomo.
What NKU's doing is they're limiting IU Kokomo to one shot only. They've got a 21 to 9 rebounding edge, and that's going to always be trouble for opposition when you got that big of a discrepancy on the board. And also what I like seeing from NKU is the fact that they've doubled up IU Kokomo in the assist column with 16 assists to IU Kokomo's 8. That means they're getting great ball movement.
Absolutely, and of course, points in the paint is another indication of being just bigger than the other team.
Yeah, absolutely. It just kind of harks back to the point we've been hammering home since we got on the air. You know, just taking advantage inside, whether it be offensive rebounds, post feeds, pick and rolls, however you can do it, get it done, take advantage of your size inside.
Sounds good. We'll toss it to another break and come out with out-of-town scores here on ESPN3. Welcome back to the BB&T Arena. Halftime, Northern Kentucky leads IU Kokomo 49-24 as we take a look at scores from around the Horizon League. Already one final as Bowling Green defeats Cleveland State 62-47. And Brandon, a couple of big-time matchups between the Horizon League and the Big Ten as Milwaukee travels to Minnesota, and then the big one at 9 o'clock, Green Bay taking on Wisconsin.
Absolutely. A couple of huge opportunities for these Horizon League teams to kind of get a nice RPI boost and hopefully get a Big Ten win on the road.
And we saw that last night when Oakland went to overtime against Michigan State, the #1 team in the country. Sure, they didn't have Denzel Valentine, but I tell you what, Gabe Felder really came to play, and he shows that he's a big-time player.
No, he's a big-time player. It doesn't matter if we're playing on the playground, the parking lot, against the #1 team in the country. You can tell he's one of those guys who's going to bring it every night.
Felder, the preseason Horizon League Player of the Year, and as we said earlier, he'll be playing against Northern Kentucky right here in this building on February 1st. All right, let's send it to our final break of the half, and we'll come back with second half action here from the BB&T Arena as Northern Kentucky leads IU Kokomo 49-24 on ESPN3. Welcome back to the BB&T Arena as we're ready for second half action. Northern Kentucky leads at 49-24, and it's been Cole Murray leading the way for Northern Kentucky. As you see with those 10 points, 4 of 7 field goals, and he's just 2 of 5 from the three-point line. We talked about this earlier as Cole Murray has kind of expanded his game to not just be a three-point shooter.
Absolutely. He's kind of hitting on all cylinders, whether it be the perimeter, the post, the three-point line. I mean, he's really got it going here in the first half tonight.
Micah Pierre, the post player for IU Kokomo, with 8 points to lead the way for the Cougars. But nice balanced scoring, Brandon, as Murray with 10, 9 for White, and 8 apiece for Holland and Phillips. Really getting it from everybody today.
Absolutely. That's their quote-unquote big four, and they all really came to play tonight. And I can tell you from experience, when you got a team kind of clicking on all cylinders and hitting you from 4 or 5 different angles, you got 4 or 5 guys got it going, it's just an absolute nightmare to defend for the opposition.
Yeah, absolutely. And definitely Trent Elliott, the leading scorer for IU Kokomo, did not play at all in the first half. And to be honest with you, I don't think we're going to see him because he hasn't even donned the warm-up jersey, so not sure what's going on there. Not sure if it's a disciplinary issue. He went through warm-up, so probably one of those deals where if you ask Coach Jace Thompson, he'll just give you the old coach's decision line. So there's no sense in really going there and trying to bark up that tree. But that's real unfortunate for both him and his team because he's coming off a 29-point performance, and hard telling what the score could be with him.
Yeah, you hate to make assumptions without really knowing what's going on, but for him to be playing so well lately, being their leading scorer, coming off a 29-point game like that, and now going up against a Division I opponent, I'm positive he'd love to be out there right now showing his skills.
There's no doubt about it. I watched the team when they came in, and a couple of these guys looked around this arena and were kind of starstruck, man, taking pictures. And I'm sure you probably had this play in the NCAA tournament. It's that wow factor when you walk in the building, and I know that guy did not have it. He looked cool, calm, and collective, and probably because he knew something I didn't know.
Exactly. That's possible. That's very possible. Like, hey, man, I'm going through warm-ups, but I'm not playing tonight, so I might as well chill out.
And I tell you what, he shouldn't break his arm congratulating himself knowing more than I do. That's for sure. As White on the other end, nice little Euro step.
Beautiful, beautiful move by White. Nice little Euro step. Kind of misdirection there and flipped it up with the reverse layup. Beautiful play.
51-24. Northern Kentucky gets the first bucket of the second half. Here's Burton with it. Now Smith.
There's another thing. We talk a lot about the interior, but that length and that size, that translates to the perimeter as well. They're really keeping IU Kokomo from getting anything inside and really getting any penetration or gaps in the perimeter offense.
Hey, and there's Burton, who makes the nice shot fake, pulls in for the baseline jumper. And that there is the first basket of the second half for the Cougars.
It's always funny to me as I watch Coach Brandon, when your team's up 29, 30 points and the coach is still on the sideline just going berserk over the last play, that's a coach's mentality. Every play counts. Every play means something.
The idea is to be perfect and then improve on that. Here is Holland for three. No good, and it's Pierre with the rebound. And again, as you can hear, or at least we can hear down here courtside, Coach Brandon giving the instruction. Down low, here's Smith with the fall away. Nice little action there off the rim. Hits the backboard and in.
Nice little Dirk Nowitzki one-legged kick fadeaway. I love it. Absolutely love it.
Christian Smith out of Frankfort, Indiana, 6'2", 190. And there is White from way downtown. Knocking it down is Tyler White.
Apparently IU Kokomo hasn't learned their lesson in the first half. Northern Kentucky has just absolutely lit them up from the perimeter this entire game.
Do you think it might be the idea of trying to stop Phillips to kind of let him beat him on the perimeter instead, or?
That's very possible that they, going to challenge them. NKU hasn't been recognized as an absolutely great perimeter shooting team, but tonight they're showing their mettle out there from three-point range.
Certainly are, as the foul was called against Murray there. First foul for either team here in the second half. We didn't even get to the bonus situation in that first half. And there's a drive by Teeter. Tried to kick it out. It ended up in Vandelou's hands. And now, away from the ball, and it's going to be Phillips trying to defend the post-up. So that is just the first foul on Phillips, and Jalen's been prone, like some big guys are, to committing fouls, but so far, just his first of the night.
it's always good as a big guy, especially if you got that reputation. From, sometimes the refs can just kind of lean on that reputation and give you some cheap ones that they usually wouldn't give somebody else. So it's always good for a big fella like that to get through the first half with just 0 fouls or 1 foul.
Brandon, I don't know about you, but some big guys get a foul called on them during the national anthem.
Absolutely. And when you're speaking of Jalen Billups, that reminds me of Jalen Reynolds over at Xavier. Absolutely phenomenal post player, one of the best post players in America, but he, without a doubt, has a reputation on him. He picks up 2 fouls in the locker room getting dressed. I mean, right. the referees are on him from the onset.
Garnett missed the three-pointer, of course. Brandon, you played for Xavier in the 2000s from 02 to 07. This shot there, and then a traveling violation to turn the ball right over. So you got to be happy with the state of the program over at Xavier right now, a top 10 team.
Absolutely. They're, ranked number 6 in the nation right now. Honestly, in my opinion, with their strength of schedule and their RPI, they should be higher than that. But, I'm really proud of the guys. I work out with those guys constantly in the summertime. And, I'm always, over at Sentai Center with Coach Mack and the crew. So it's absolute, just a great time to be a Xavier basketball fan.
A lot of people think that this is Chris Mack's best team since he's taken over as head coach. As that one's down on the ground, and Jalen Billups getting dirty, getting with it. And now Garnett, he missed the throwdown, but it's White with the rebound and the stick back.
You know what's so funny about this game tonight? 2 of the best highlights have been their missed dunks.
That's right. And now they call an official timeout here. As you see, the hammer a little bit short, but White cleaning up the glass as they call the official timeout when Billups was on the ground. He left a wet spot behind, and now they're going to go ahead and mop that up and take care of a little interior decorating there. A little maintenance work out there by the young fella.
Nice little maintenance work. You love to see, you want to take care of the court, take care of the players, make sure there's no accidents unnecessarily.
Absolutely. So while the floor's being cleaned up, you see the young man. That's got to be a thrill for a young fellow like that to have the opportunity.
Absolutely.
To be involved.
Get a little TV time. Good right. Christmas gift for him for sure.
That's right. So we're back to live action now as Kokomo has it on the left side. Here's Smith with it. Vanaloo trying to get it into Calhoun, who just checked in the game. And how about Murray getting on the ground as well? And I'm tell you what, the culture really has changed here at Northern Kentucky. Is a guy like Cole Murray was a standstill three-point shooter for his first 2 years, and then you see him getting on the ground, going after loose balls.
Absolutely. That's just the natural evolution. Coach Brandon came in here, kind of changed the culture a little bit, and you love to see guys expand their game, kind of incorporate more toughness in their game. And, there's a such thing as fake hustle. We players call it fake hustle. That play right there is nothing fake about it. He really went after it and was trying to get the ball from going out of bounds.
I think the Cougars forgot about the shot clock because it expires without anyone looking at the rim. A mental error there as we go to the break. Northern Kentucky up big on the Cougars. NKU basketball season single game tickets are on sale now. Visit NorseTickets.com for ticket information about season ticket plans, mini packages, or just to purchase tickets online. Northern Kentucky University Norse on the rise. And right now, in the second half, it's been Tyler White 7, IU Kokomo 4 as he scored every point for the Norse since halftime.
You've got to love his mentality coming out in the second half. 7 points in the first 4 minutes. He's really came out aggressive on the offensive end.
16 points for the senior out of Lima, Ohio total, and he goes for 3 more, but it's short, and it's Garnett with the offensive rebound, and he'll go to the line.
There you see again, just the overall, advantage in athleticism for NKU right there. Just Garnett going up skying for that rebound and getting a foul.
Call the foul on Nick Teeters, his first and the team's first. So Garnett, who is not a very good foul shooter, will get an opportunity here, and he makes the first.
There you go. There you go.
The reverse announcer's jinx as the sophomore out of Indianapolis, Indiana, shooting 56% from the charity stripe. He was coached in high school by a guy named Greg Graham, who played in the Final Four for Bobby Knight in Indiana. Of course, he might have been overshadowed a little bit by a fellow named Calvert Cheney, the Big Ten's all-time leading scorer, but it's White with a steal and the bucket.
There's that pressure that I was talking about earlier. How would IU Kokomo handle that pressure? Right there, they forced a turnover, got an easy layup for NKU.
60-28, and John Brannon looks like the sixth defender right now, right in front of us. As he is really imposing his will. This is that 94 feet of pressure he had talked about when he took the job back in April, and this is an outstanding game to be able to try to develop that. As Cole Murray has it now back to White. Northern Kentucky will have to settle for a half-court set, which is not a bad decision here. IU Kokomo did a good job in getting back. Here's Geisler, who checked into the game, and he has it blocked, but he will go to the foul line, as it looks like. Vandaloo got a piece of the arm as well.
It's a great just laser beam of a pass there by White down there to the big fella. Went up, drew the foul.
Jake Geisler, a senior, his freshman year at Jacksonville University, and came back home to play for the Norse. An outstanding high school football player as well. Makes the first free throw as David Kelly, number 22, along with Jonathan Hurt, both return for the Cougars. And really, they were probably the two best players for IU Kokomo in that first half, both coming in off the bench.
Absolutely, without question.
And Kelly will get the rebound as Geisler misses the second. Here is Teeter with it. Out of the corner, it's Kelly, and I think Murray might have got a piece of that one, and now Northern Kentucky looks to push it with Holland. He'll circle back around, and he'll call his own number. No good, and Kelly had it for a moment, and that was scrap forward, and it must have been off of Geisler. And IU Kokomo will get it, and now Brendan Gillis will check back in, but Jake Geisler really brings some hustle to this team.
Brings some hustle, brings some size, a lot of strength.
And Danos, as you saw briefly, also checked in for Northern Kentucky, as John Brannon digging deep into his bench here.
Now, what you see here is not only does Northern Kentucky have an athletic advantage and a size advantage, but also a depth advantage. You kind of see how Coach Brannon really bringing his guys in and swarms every few minutes, kind of bringing guys in. IU Kokomo doesn't necessarily have that luxury.
There's a turnover. They say that Kelly got his hand underneath the ball, so that is a palming violation. And if you're going to play 94 feet, you can't do that with a 7 or 8 man rotation. You got to go probably at least 10.
Too tiring, too exhausting. Trust me, I've played for some coaches like that. You definitely got to keep guys coming in and out.
You played your college ball at Xavier for both Thad Mata and Sean Miller. Down low is Geisler, just backing his man down. And there he lost his footing on the run back, just in time for the hero shot.
I think I felt the whole arena shake a little bit on that one.
Geisler still gets the bucket. It still counts. Down low, and it's off the hands of Calhoun, out of bounds. And now Northern Kentucky will bring in Matt Rosenwinkel off the bench. It'll get his first opportunity for some playing time. And this is a young man who was able to get some early run during the season while John Brannon was trying to figure out his team. And he played some valuable minutes when Northern Kentucky played at Xavier. And really, looking back, That's probably Xavier's worst game of the season was against Northern Kentucky.
Yeah, it probably was. I actually was in the building for that game and checked it out and was kind of disappointed with their effort. Obviously, they turned around since then, but Northern Kentucky definitely had a great showing that game.
Here's White with it. 4-3. No good. And now here come the Cougars. Christian Smith. And he spinned right into White, who knocks it away, but saying he got a piece of the arm.
I like how he pushed the tempo. I like how he pushed the tempo there.
Definitely.
Really putting the pressure on NKU to either make a stop in transition or foul.
So Smith will go to the free throw line for Kokomo. And he's short on the first one. Smith on the season shooting 61% from the foul line. As White will go out, and I tell you what, he has played well, especially here in the second half.
Absolutely. He's definitely led the charge here on both ends of the floor for NKU. Coming out, continuing to build momentum, and keeping his team's head on straight.
Smith makes the second one, and he'll go out as Bo Dedman will come in to replace him. So Smith will get a breather.
A lot of times when you get a lead like this, you can get content. You can kind of get a little lackadaisical, and I like how White really came out and really put the pedal to the metal and let his guys know that, hey, follow my lead. We're going to build this 15, 20-point lead into a 30-point lead, into a 35-point lead. And as a player and a leader of your team, you want to kind of step on the opposition's neck as we see yet another three from NKU.
That time it's Brendan Gillis for Northern Kentucky with the three-pointer, and Gillis with his fourth three-pointer of the season.
Yet again from where, Brady?
He's from Indianapolis there, Gillis is.
And the shot was from where?
Out of the corner.
That corner.
Out of the corner.
That corner, baby. It's been good to him today.
It certainly has. Here's Calhoun with it, working on Geisler, and he'll draw the foul. I'll tell you what, Geisler tried to impose his will, his strength and size, pushing Calhoun off his spot, but Calhoun did a nice job of fighting back.
I mentioned earlier, I'm really impressed. Though he may be a little frail for the post and, maybe a little undersized. He's got that wiry strength. Some guys, they just got that wiry strength. Not necessarily in their build, but, they can really impose their will physically, just by being strong, getting low, and being aggressive.
5 points for the sophomore out of Indianapolis. And he's too strong with that one. We should take a look at Jace Thompson, the head coach of IU Kokomo. Kind of a startup program, just the 5th season in existence. 30 wins and 60 defeats. But I tell you what, they haven't been scared to take on opponents. This is the 3rd Division I opponent. This is the first one that'll count as a regular season game. Losses to Valpo and Ball State, as we said in the open, counted as exhibition contests, but it's still valuable experience nonetheless.
As a startup program, you couldn't ask for anything more. To be the best, you want to play against the best, and you got to start somewhere. And they've been playing against some tough Division I competition.
Northern Kentucky up big on the Cougars on ESPN3. Welcome back to the BB&T Arena. Brady Labor along with Brandon Cole as we take a look at IU Kokomo's upcoming schedule. Their final non-conference game comes up on the 27th against Miami Middletown, and then they start KIAC play just across the river at Cincinnati Christian. Then it is Rio Grande, Alice Lloyd, and Indiana Southeast. So, tell you what, IU Kokomo really likes those road games, don't they?
Absolutely. And, you know, as a former player, there's no better feeling than going on the road, shutting the opposing crowd up and getting a win.
As the shot is missed badly out of the corner by Teeter. You mentioned University of Dayton earlier. What was your favorite road game to go to? Was it Dayton or maybe over at UC?
I'd have to say Dayton. Dayton. My best memory there was actually winning the conference championship against Dayton on their home floor on my birthday.
How about that?
Yeah, it was a great feeling, you know, beating your arch rival on their court for the conference championship. It was amazing. And for it to be my birthday, it was a great gift.
It was back when both teams were in the A-10. It's a shame that series can't continue, and I know it can. It's just a matter of the powers to be to make that happen. Now they're both in different conferences, and I'm sure cooler heads will prevail, and that'll happen again. That's one of the best rivalries in all of the country, Xavier versus Dayton. Ooh, I tell you what, that was halfway down. Teeter felt like he got robbed there. Northern Kentucky now going to settle for a little half-court action here. As IU Kokomo's done a really good job with transition defense, just getting back and preventing breaks.
Absolutely.
Here's Gillis again from the corner. Short this time, and Calhoun with the rebound, but he went for it. It's that corner three-pointer.
It's been good to him all day. It's been good to the entire NKU team all day, so why not?
There's Dedman, no good. And Hurts ends up with the loose ball, and right there, Coach Brandon was not happy with Matt Rosenwinkel.
Absolutely. And, you know, that just harks back to that intensity, that coach's mentality. Here they are up, 34 points, 37.
Danos knocks it down. And, yeah, John Brannon's going to call that timeout. Is not chasing after that 50-50 ball, and that gave IU Kokomo an extra possession.
Absolutely.
So they're going to call a timeout, and we'll go ahead and take the break as well. Northern Kentucky up big here at the BB&T Arena. Welcome back, fans, as we take a look at Northern Kentucky's upcoming schedule. They've played 3 of its last 4 here at home, and they will play 3 of its next 5 on the road. Non-conference at Toledo, and then they play their first Horizon League weekend. A road trip to Green Bay, followed by Milwaukee, and then its travel partner, Wright State, will come in here on January 9th for the first Horizon League home game on the men's schedule. Scramble for the ball there on the missed shot, and Danos ends up with it. So for Northern Kentucky, it's Danos, Rosenwinkel, Murray, McDonald, and Deontay Cole. And the missed shot by Rosenwinkel. And here comes IU Kokomo on the break. Out of the corner, and it's good for Kelly. David Kelly starting to feel it here in the second half for the Cougars. 69-35. 9 minutes and change left to go in this one. Dinos looking for McDonald, couldn't get it into him, so Rosenwinkel will feed the post.
Go to work, go to work.
And the big fella down low.
Go to work, that's what you want to see. Get the ball down low when you got to attack that zone inside. Show some patience and poise. 1 dribble, 2 dribble, score.
Here's Kelly again out of that corner. Looks like Murray might have got a piece of that one, and now the Nords look to push. Danos with it.
Let's go back to it.
Nice pass, but McDonald can't finish. But it's the stick back, little Moses Malone action there, and he'll go to the line.
Yeah, he just wants to pad his stats there, buddy. the oldest trick in the book.
Tell you what, Moses Malone made a career out of the double-double, just chasing his own miss as you see it down low.
Indeed.
And that's just not quitting on the play there.
That's just that size advantage again. Just keep punishing them inside. You got the size advantage, you got the skill. Kid's got great touch. Hey, pad a stat, why not?
Tell you what, McDonald had his best collegiate game so far in his career against Southeast Missouri with 9 points and 8 rebounds off the bench. Freshman out of Newport Central Catholic High School, converts the old-fashioned three-point play.
And not only a game like this can be collectively an opportunity for the team to grow, but individually, certain players can really get a confidence booster and confidence build, by performing well tonight.
And it probably could also further define some roles too.
Absolutely.
And Levon Holland, who's flirting with a double-double out of the point guard position, knocks that out of bounds. That's a young man with 8 points, 7 rebounds here today. We said in the first home game of the season against Tiffin, just 1 assist shy of a triple-double. And the missed shot is rebounded by McDonald, and here's Holland with it. 1-on-4. We'll find McDonald. Look at the big fella.
You'll love it.
And he will draw the foul. No, that's against McDonald. They're saying he went over somebody's back. Well, you get the rebound on a one break. Sometimes they're going to catch you in the cookie jar, eh?
And if you got a glimpse of Coach Brennan, Coach's biggest fear is their big fella getting the ball on the perimeter and making too many decisions. They're always worried they're going to travel or turn the ball over. Right there, the big fella shows some impressive footwork.
There's Teeter. No good, and it's McDonald with another rebound. Murray with it, back to Holland. Tell you what, McDonald is working hard down there in that post. And he's doing a good thing too, is when he doesn't get it, he reposts. Something you've got to appreciate as a big man.
No, without question. It can be it's just such a huge, grueling battle down there. You can fight so hard for 15, 20 seconds and not even get the ball. But guess what? If you keep fighting, that 22nd second in that possession, that's when your opportunity arises and you get open and get an opportunity for an easy bucket.
Down low, Calhoun can't handle it, and Rosenwinkel can't save it. And that'll take us to our media break. Northern Kentucky up big on the Cougars here on ESPN3. Join the uprising and support NKU student athletes by becoming a part of the Go Norse Fund. Any level of support, no matter the size, helps fuel champions every day. NKU student athletes make the decision to represent Norse athletics and all that Northern Kentucky University embodies. For more information about how you can support NKU student athletes, log on now to GoNorseFund.com. 7:22 left to go in this one. Northern Kentucky with a comfortable 74-35 lead. Here's David Kelly. Challenges Murray. Still can't make the shot. Northern Kentucky causes another empty trip for IU Kokomo.
Yeah, one shot and done. One shot and done every time.
And it's McDonald. Nice dime from Holland.
Great pass from Holland. Great patience from McDonald. Just sitting there, biding his time and working. Catches it, goes up and scores the easy bucket.
Here is Hurt with it. The teeter. Oh, Cole Murray.
Could have got one there. He could have got one there.
Coach just streamed his name, seeing that develop.
Now he's leaking out.
And now on the floor, it's a jump ball, and it will go to Northern Kentucky. I think the thing is with Murray is he was guarding the man more than he was the ball, so he was in the right position. He just didn't really have his head on a swivel there.
But then, the funny thing about that is if he went for that gamble and missed, Coach would have been all over him. So at the end of the day, let's just play it safe. That's probably what his thought was.
Especially with a big lead like this one. But that's something they can clean up in film study. Northern Kentucky will be off for Christmas. They don't play again until the 27th. Not a big layoff. As the long shot is missed by Cole. The tip in, no good. Garnett ends up with it again, and then he used the free arm to push off.
Just the physicality.
And actually, they're going to call Hurt. They say he committed the foul first.
The physicality and the intensity of Garnett, I'm loving it. Absolutely love it.
He's a freak athlete, that is for sure.
His numbers may not pop out at you, but when you watch him play and just watch just how hard he plays every possession, it's extremely impressive.
Suffered through an injury-plagued freshman season last year, but has been healthy this year as Deontay Cole with the mid-range jumper.
Must be the last name.
That's right. Brandon Cole joining us here on the broadcast, former Xavier University standout, played on an Elite 8 team back in, was it 03?
04.
04, that's right.
Yep.
For Thad Mata, and the stick back for McDonald.
Again, I can't stress enough how much of a confidence-building game this can be for a kid like McDonald. Coming out here, really imposing his will on this team, this can have huge carryover for him for the rest of the season individually.
And there's Calhoun with it, and he misses, and Cole ends up with the rebound. And Hurt with the deflection, and Smith ends up with it. Challenges Holland, instead he'll kick it out the teeter. Oh, little razzle-dazzle, now it's Dedman. And he'll draw contact, and I tell you what, IU Kokomo.
Hey,
you said it earlier. This team didn't come in here to be scared.
Hey, let's give the fans what they came to see, huh? let's give them what they came to see. Why not?
Absolutely. Because in all reality, I think they know what the situation is. This is a game where you're a paid opponent. You're coming here to get a nice check, but there's also pride on the line too. So
these players, for the most part, they know what it is. But when you get in between those lines, 94 feet, all that goes out the window. Like you said, it's about pride. It's about going out here and letting a team like NKU know that, hey, we can play with you. And even though the score might not indicate it, I'm extremely impressed with just the pride and how hard these kids have been playing so far tonight. Might be setting in that, hey, we're going to take an L tonight, but we're going down fighting.
Yeah, and they're going to just try to go through their progressions, run their stuff, and execute what they can. And most importantly, show lots of effort as Brendan Gillis checked back in for Northern Kentucky. Holland misses the mid-range jumper. And now here come the Cougars once again on the run. Calhoun, nice look into Smith, and a little fadeaway, no good though.
Good pass there by Calhoun though. Love when your bigs work together, nice interior passing like that. As you see, McDonald's he's just imposing. He's just such a load down there for NKU.
He certainly is. Down low's Garnett. He just bullies his way in off the banking board.
A little bully ball. Nothing wrong with that. Let's play a little bully ball.
That's exactly right. 82-37 now the score. Here's Dedman. He'll kick it out. Nice little swing. Find somebody open out of the corner. McGillis makes sure that he's not open anymore as he swats one away. It's a block party here in the BB&T Arena. The Norse up big on IU Kokomo. Welcome back to the BB&T Arena as you take a look at the game reset. Northern Kentucky up big here. Plenty of timeouts. And really the foul situation is such that IU Kokomo will have the 1-and-1 bonus. The next foul committed by the Norse as you take a look at John Brannon as he gives the final instructions for this final media timeout. Just under 4 minutes left to go. Taking a look at the box score, Brandon Cole, looking at some stuff here. Cole Murray has failed to score here in the second half, but everybody else has kind of picked up the pace, including Drew McDonald, just one rebound shy of that first career double-double.
Yet again, confidence building. You know, a game like this, going against a quote-unquote inferior opponent, being able for a young kid like that to impose his will, you know, kind of pad his stats a little bit and build some confidence going into the new year.
And of course, that could develop into more playing time for him as he's trying to solidify himself as that first post player off the bench. That's a competition between he and a senior, Jake Geisler. And tell you what, Drew McDonald has made it tough for John Brandon to take him off the floor. That's for sure. IU Kokomo has it now. And with 5 on the shot clock, it's Teeter who didn't run out of time to bury one there.
Let it rain.
That's right.
Just let it rain, baby. Hey, what do you have to lose if you're IU Kokomo right now? Just let it rain.
Especially with the shot clock winding down, 82-40. Here's Geisler with it. Nice little give and go action there, and he'll kick it out to the corner for Danos. Got it! That's that corner three-pointer once again.
Right, it's got to the point where, you know, soon as it gets to that corner and the shot goes up, I'm just raising my hands because I'm almost knowing it's going in. That's the kind of day it's been for NKU.
Northern Kentucky, that's the 12th made three-pointer of the night. For Northern Kentucky, that is now a new season high. The previous high was 11 right here at the BB&T Arena against Norfolk State. Here's Gillis with it. He'll back down low on Teeter. No good. Garnett. No good. And now it's Geisler diving for it. It rolls out of bounds. And at least an outstanding effort there for NKU, even if they lost possession.
But you love the hustle. 2 minutes left, 2 minutes, 51 seconds left. You're up 45 points, and your kids are still out there fighting like it's the first minute of the game. You gotta love it if you're Coach Brandon.
Here's Hurt. He gets it back from Calhoun. And Knocked away by Geisler. So Kokomo will have to reset. Down low is Smith working on Rosenwinkel with a fadeaway, no good. It's still another scramble, and Smith ends up with the loose ball.
Don't give up on the play. Don't give up on the play. Just keep playing hard. That ball will always find energy.
85-42. Cole with it on the right side. Now it's Geisler. And now Northern Kentucky looks like they're going to try to massage some time off the clock, but Rosenwinkel rises and fires.
I didn't even look. I didn't have to look. I just started looking down at the opposite end of the court because I knew it was good. And you know why? Because it was in that corner.
88-42. Northern Kentucky with its 13th made three-pointer of the night. So the Norse looking for win number 4 on the season. They will travel to Toledo and take on the Rockets, and now a substitution timeout is called so that a walk-on Skylar Colley will have an opportunity to get into this game. And I'm sure everybody in this building are rooting for him to put up a shot.
Oh, without question, without question. And, you know, we're talking and joking a lot about that corner, but the fact of the matter is they're just getting great ball movement and great looks. One of the reasons they're getting great looks is because, you know, even though IU Kokomo's in that zone, they don't have a lot of length and athleticism to be able to cover the space needed to make it tough on the perimeter guys when they're shooting those shots.
They went for that corner again, but the pass is too tall for Rosenwinkel, and that's a turnover for Northern Kentucky, and for the Norse, turnover number 12 on the evening.
NKU players over Deontay Cole to
Brandon Cole, it's been a pleasure to have you here. I know your professional career is kind of on pause right now with a knee injury, but I'm sure you'll be back at it. And in the meantime, it was great to have you here.
It's been an absolute honor, absolute pleasure. I want to thank you guys. I want to thank NKU for having me, thank ESPN for having me, and I definitely look forward to doing more work with you guys in the future.
Sounds good, yeah. We'll be looking forward to your pro career, but we'll finish up the season. Looking for you here down the road, and Colley will get to go to the free throw line, it looks like. But I know points are one thing, but when you're in his situation, you want it to be from the floor, right?
Yeah, absolutely, without question. You want it to be a three-pointer, a fast break, you know, anything, a tough fadeaway over 2 defenders. You want it to be something, but, hey, points are points at the end of the day.
That's right. So he's got 2 opportunities and misses the first one.
I wouldn't be surprised. There were 48 seconds left. NKU's definitely going to get another possession. If they just don't make it an absolute point to make sure he gets the ball and gets another crack at it from the field.
Misses them both, so still sitting on a bagel for the season. Just the 3rd game that Skylar's been able to play so far this season. Out of the corner. No good by Smith, and IU Kokomo will get another opportunity here, and it's Smith with the rebound basket. So everybody ran away from Gillis. Now Coley will get it back. And let's see if the main man will have a play run for him here.
I'll tell you what, they should.
They do have to shoot. There is a 1-second differential, so you can't just.
Let's go. Let's give them the ball. Clear out.
That's
Let
right.
them go to work.
1 on 4.
Let's give them what they came to see. Let's give this crowd what they came to see.
Roof might explode if the young man is able to get a shot off and make it.
I got a good feeling about it. Oh.
Too strong, and that's how we'll end here. A feel-good night for Northern Kentucky, a big victory, fans. Don't forget to join us Wednesday, December 30th, when NKU brings conference play in the Horizon League to the first time. It'll be the Norse women's basketball team taking on Valparaiso, 7 p.m. here at the BB&T Arena. You can catch all the action live or on demand at watchespn.com or with the Watch ESPN app. It's NKU versus Valparaiso, December 30th, 7 p.m. here on ESPN3. For my partner, Brandon Cole, our producer, engineer, Bill Farrow, and our director, Wes Akers, I'm Brady Labor saying goodbye from the BB&T Arena, where the final score, NKU 88, IU Kokomo 44. To watch this entire game on replay, as well as other games on the ESPN family of networks, log on to watchespn.com or download the Watch ESPN app. This has been a presentation of ESPN, the worldwide leader in sports. Good night, everyone. Close knocks it down. And, yeah, John Brannon's going to call that timeout. Is not chasing after that 50-50 ball, and that gave IU Kokomo